Hello, and Happy New Year from all your friends here at the Financial Advisory Group. We just wanted to send out a short video to accomplish a couple things. First, just say thank you. Thank you again for trusting us in a year, especially like 2022, that wasn't the easiest to stand by our side. We appreciate it. We take that trust and confidence as everything, and we hope to stick with us again for not only the next year, but the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years. And we look forward to continuing to earn that trust and confidence that you place in us day after day. So thank you. Second, of course, just wish you a happy new year. As we head into 2023, we look back, and 2022 certainly wasn't the calmest, quietest year. But I think if we put things in perspective, I think we can sort of end the year on a positive note and think through sort of what's important. I think that's what's so great about the holiday season, is that we really sort of step back and focus on what's important. And I think one thing that makes us so happy here in the office and so proud is that how generous our clients are every year when we pick a charity or pick some type of organization to benefit over the holidays. This year, we had two that we focused on: Bell Socialization and the Salvation Army. And here you see a picture of us of the day Bell came to pick up the gifts that we had surrounding the tree. Your generosity is unbelievable. Bell was so appreciative of what we did for them, and that's because of you and the effort you put in. There wasn't a day that didn't go by in November and December that someone wasn't dropping something off as a gift for either the angel tree, which sold out, we had no angels left, or the gifts for Bell. So from us to you, thank you. And as we carry that into sort of our views for 2023, I think the same thing. We need to keep things in perspective, right? And as the one thing we'll get to at the end of the video is, it's an end of an era here that Diana is retiring the end of this year. She has been a part of this organization for longer than most of us here, for 30 plus years, and she will be sorely, sorely missed. But one thing she was phenomenal at, and is still phenomenal at, is keeping things in perspective, right? Focusing on the right things. And I think that's what the holidays remind us of. And as we look into 2023, we know this year was a very loud and noisy year in 2022. And when the noise gets the loudest, right, and it gets so confusing out there, one of the most important things is to fall back on planning, right? That's Diana's bread and butter. If you look at sort of how Diana's shaped this company, it's the fact, two important things of how important planning is. Because there will be fog, right? There will be bumps in the road. Things won't go perfectly. But if you have a plan, it's something to guide you in that right direction. So that's our goal as we look forward, is to make sure we don't get distracted by the noise, distracted by these other things, and stick to the plan. And as this slide here shows, focus on things that matter and things we can control. It's that simple. If we can't control it, it doesn't help us to worry about it all the time. So let's really focus on following that plan and focusing on things that matter and that we can control. Again, just like Diana has harped on for us for years here, decades here at the company. If we can do that correctly, we want to try to avoid this behavioral gap, right? That we can make a bad decision, either investment-wise or non-investment-wise, because emotionally it feels like the right thing. Our job here as your advisor is to make sure that behavior gap is as small as possible, right? We can't be perfect, but at least we want to make that behavior gap as small as possible and make the right decisions. So that way our investment returns, either planning wise or investment wise, are just as good as the investment, that we don't miss out on some of that upside, if you would. And then when it all gets put together, looking at it in the right perspective, right? Not getting distracted by those shorter term outlooks. What's happened in the last week? What's happened in the last 3 months? Are we on the right path for the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years? Because I'm sure Diana would tell you her plan for retirement isn't to just be retired for 1 to 5 years. It's to be retired for 20 to 30 to 40 years. And we want to make sure you're on the right path for that whole period, not just for a 1 to 3 month period. So as we end our messages for this year, let's focus on planning, focus on the things we can control, and we think things will end up okay. And when it really gets foggy out and things get loud and noisy, follow the plan. Don't veer off, because that's when you tend to get lost. To end with our thoughts on Diana, right? We think this picture is very fitting. It's not a fluke that Diana's in the center of the picture, right? She's been the center of this company for a long time. As I like to think of her sort of as the matriarch of the company. If someone asks us what the differentiator that we have as a company, it's not that we have a secret sauce. It's not that we invest better. It's not that we do something amazingly different. Diana has taught us all from day one that put the client first. And I think that's what's bled through to all of us. And hopefully, hopefully we will continue that tradition going forward, is that we will always put you first, in an honor to Diana. So the simple words we keep coming up with to Diana is thank you. Of course, we wish her the most success. She has a little bit of experience guiding people through this process and seeing what they've done. So I think she's going to enjoy retirement pretty darn well. And from a company perspective, we will certainly miss her. But we're happy to have both Mary and Jake, who've come on board in the last 5-10 years. Jake, who's been here now for about 2 years, heading into year 3. Mary, who's in year 7, and we're proud to announce Mary will be stepping into a partnership role in 2023 to join Brad and myself. And we also have plans in 2023 to hopefully add another advisor, and more info to come on that. So we're very confident with where we are going forward, but certainly we won't be the same without Diana. But she's taught us well, and will carry on her tradition. So just want to end with saying thank you. We appreciate all that you continue to focus and trust us with year after year. We know this year wasn't easy. One little note on a financial planning front is there was something called Secure Act 2.0 that's recently been put through Congress. The biggest change, and we'll talk more about this as the year goes on and more comes out, is they did push back the age for required minimum distributions. That if you were born in 1951 to 1959, your required minimum distribution age is now 73, not 72. If you were born in 1960 or after, the required minimum distribution age is pushed all the way back to 75. So again, we'll talk more about that as the year progresses, but if you were born in 1951 to 59, 73 now, and then 60 and after, 75. So happy New Year. Thank you again. Thank you to Diana. That's the only words we can say. She's been such an important part to this company, but also to myself and my success. I wouldn't be where I am without her. That's certainly the case. We wish her nothing but the best, and wish a happy new year to everyone out there. And we look forward to seeing you all again in 2023. Let's do our best to make 2023 a great year.